Good morning, all. In last session, we had a discussion regarding the Power BI desktop. We started a Power BI desktop and we saw the high level windows of Power BI desktop, the fields, visualizations, filters, what is a report view, and what is a data view, and what is a relationship view. We had a basic understanding and a detailed discussion of like fields and filters is completed. In this session, we are going to have a discussion on what is a new column, new measure which is available in a Power BI. Along with that, drill down and drill through visualizations. So, on a table level, you have an option called new measure, new column. Or at a column level, you have, or here you are able to see, or as part of a modeling, you are able to see new column and a new measure. So what exactly these purpose, and when we are going to create these things, we'll have understanding. Then after we'll continue with the other things. So in order to explain that one, we need to have an understanding of DAX. This we are going to have a discussion at the end of a course for almost 6 to 8 days of time. Almost 8 days of time we are going to have a discussion. But now DAX is a querying language on Power Pivot or Power BI, or you can call it as a tabular SSAS. Tabular SSAS is nothing but Power BI, like Power Pivot only I mentioned. So whatever the model that you are constructing, like by loading the different sources of data, once you are done with your data model, if you want to analyze that model through query, we have a language called DAX, data analysis expressions. Data analysis expressions. So DAX is nothing but a data analysis expressions, which is a querying language on a Power Pivot model. Power Pivot is available on Excel, on a Power BI, and a tabular SSAS. These are the three places where Power Pivot is there. On top of it, if you wanted to analyze something, you have a DAX is there. With the help of DAX, we can do, you can create columns, you can create a measures, you can create a table. So with the help of DAX, you can do all these things. One second. Okay, fine. So with the help of a DAX, you can do three things. You can create a column, you can create a measure, and you can create a table. And here, you cannot perform. Someone on unmuted. Manoj, any questions? Fine. Sushmita, Venkatesh, and Shankar, your audio is not connected. Manoj, if you have questions, unmute and proceed. If you don't have a question, please unmute. I'm muting you. Okay, fine. Sorry for the disturbance. As I said, for a Power BI, DAX is 100% important, and DAX is nothing but that abbreviation is data analysis expressions. Why we require a DAX is, whatever the model that you are constructing on a Power BI, on top of it, if you want to analyze, Manoj, okay, fine. So on top of a Power BI model, on top of a Power Pivot model, if you wanted to query anything, we have a language called a DAX. With the help of a DAX, we just create a column or a measure or a table. In order to create these things, what a DAX provides is, DAX provides variables concept, operators, functions. You have a set of functions are there, DAX functions are there. With the help of that functions and operators, you are going to create an expression that can be a column or that can be a measure. What is a measure? I am going to explain now. So we have a concept called variables, operators and functions. With these things you can create the columns, measures and the tables. Now in this session we are going to understand what is a column and what is a measures. So measures is nothing but a calculated measures in your table and all the places. Now column. Before explaining a column, even though I said it's a querying language on a Power Pivot, with the help of a DAX, you cannot delete anything. You cannot update anything. Okay, so you can only retrieve the data, or you can create a column and you can create a measure. And the column is nothing but it's a calculated or a computed or derived, whatever you refer. It's a calculated, computed or derived column which is created based on the existing columns with the help of functions. So we are going to derive a new column, or we are going to calculate a new column based on the existing columns with the help of the functions or operators, whatever the concept that we have in DAX. Let's consider a small scenario. You have a transaction date is there, but as part of your source system you have sales information is there, transaction date is there, and product name is there, city is there, and sales amount is there. You need to represent the data based on a month or based on a year. You don't have a year column or a month column as part of your source. You have only date is there, which represents a day, month and year. At that time you want to extract a year, you want to extract a month. So with the help of a functions we are going to create a new column based on the existing columns. So column concept is nothing but we are going to create a new column based on the existing columns with the help of the operators or the functions that we have in DAX. And whatever the column that you created, that will get the data whenever you refresh the data set. So whenever you refresh the data set, that column will get evaluated. Whatever the expression that you are writing for that column, that will get evaluated and that will load the data. And Power BI will store the column data. So whatever the column that you created, whenever you refreshed, it is going to have some data, right, for that column. That will be stored in a Power Pivot model. So as you are storing in a Power Pivot model, it will occupy the memory. So if you have a 1 crore of records, if you create a new column, another 1 crore of a single column cells will be loaded there. It is going to occupy the memory. And whenever you create a column, so whenever you are using this one as part of your report, as it is already calculated, it will not take much time. It will immediately get the data. It is faster. Manoj, having any issues with your device? Okay, fine. So it is a faster. Why? Because it is already saved the data as part of your model, and it is unique at a column level, at a table level. So in each table you can have a column, and like the same column name can be repeated in a multiple tables. So it is unique at a table level, and for all textual columns, textual or date related columns, we need to use columns. So these are the points associated with the new column option which is in a Power BI. Let me repeat once again. and I will showcase practically. So with the help of a DAX, which is nothing but a querying language on a Power Pivot, you can create a column. Why we need to create a column is, a source will not have all the columns whatever we are expecting. Sometimes we need to calculate new things. Okay, let's assume we have a sales amount is there and actual cost is there. I don't have a profit as part of a source, but I need to represent a profit. So sometimes we need to derive the columns based on the existing columns. At that time we are going to use a columns concept, which is nothing but it's a calculated column which we are creating based on the existing columns with the help of operators and the functions. And whenever you refresh, that column will get the data and it is going to store the data as part of a model. As we are storing as part of a model, it is occupying the memory, and as it is already calculated, already saved in your model, whenever you use it as part of Power BI, it is faster and it is unique at a table level, which means you can have the same column name in a multiple tables, and for all textual or a date related columns we can use this columns concept. And final point is, it is a static one. What do you mean by static? You will get an understanding in some time now. So these are the points associated with the columns. Now as part of a Power BI, so you have an option called enter data. So enter data is nothing but, if you wanted to manually enter any data into a Power BI, you have an option called enter data. In your model, if you want to create a table with your own data, you have enter data option is there. Let it open. So here you can create a table based on your requirement. I'm just creating a table with 3 columns. I'm creating a transaction table which can contain a duplicates. So I created 3 columns, and you can create any number of columns based on your requirement, and you can delete it, or you can insert a column also, and you can do a cut copy paste based on your requirement. Similarly, you can add a rows also according to your requirement. Okay, so whenever you need to create a table in a Power BI with your own data, you can do it here in Power BI. So I'm created that one, and you need to provide the table name, then after load. So table got created. You can see that whatever the 3 columns that I created. Now I have product name is there, actual cost is there, sales amount is coming from a source. I need to represent the data with respect to profit. Each product wise, what is the profit that I have, I need to represent. At that time, as my source is not giving, what I need to do, I can do it from here with the help of a new column concept. New column, I select a new column and I am writing an expression here. The table 1 of the sales amount minus table 1 of actual cost is nothing but my profit. So here we calculate a profit by, please people, if you don't have any question, please go on mute. So fine. So we are calculating a profit based on the sales amount and the actual cost. Like sales amount minus actual cost we calculated, we got the profit. Now you can create a visualization with respect to profit. Profit and the product name. You can showcase. You can see A has a 450 profit and B has a 400 and C has a 250 profit. You can understand that one from here also. A has first 3 records 450, B has 400 and C has 250. So even though I don't have a profit as part of my source, I calculated with the help of a new column and I showcased through a visualization. Now as part of a live environment or most of the scenarios, we are going to represent the things with respect to percentage. You need to calculate, you need to represent profit percentage instead of profit. At that time, what you need to do is, you need to understand from here very clearly. Like I need to represent profit percentage. So I am creating another column, and I am mentioning that profit percentage. Profit percentage is nothing but that profit by actual cost into 100. Into 100. So I created another column, profit percentage. Now you can understand that in each record, for 300 investment that you made, you got a 150 profit, which is nothing but a 50% profit. And for 400, you got 200 profit, again 50%. 500, 750, like 250 profit, 50%. Fine. At each record, you are able to see the profit percentage column, calculate correct data. Now, if you go to a visualization, product name and a profit percentage. You can see that A is representing 150, B is representing 100, C is representing 50. It is a profit percentage representing. Is it representing correct or not? We'll understand. You can take one value, a B. The overall investment is 800. The overall profit is 400, which means the overall profit percentage is 50, right? But the visualization is representing 100. Why is representing 100 is, at the time of calculating your column, it is perfect. Each record level, it is calculating a perfect value. But once you calculate it, so it is already loaded. So once you calculate it, it will not be considered as a percentage. It is simply performing a group by operation, and group by sum is performing. You can see that. So group by A, group by B, group by C, 5 3s are 150, 100 and 50. It is getting represented. At the time of calculating, it is fine. At each record, you are able to see profit percentage. But whenever you create a visualization, it is showcasing group by sum. Okay, so in these kind of scenarios, you need to use a measures. Okay, so columns are static. These will get evaluated at the time of like data refresh. Once you are done with the data refresh, whenever you are creating a visualization, except a table and a matrix, all the visualizations will perform a group by. Whenever you are performing a group by, your logic will not work. Okay, you need to aggregate the data, right? At that time, by default, sum will be performed. By default, min will be performed or max will be performed. According to your requirement, it will not perform. In that context, we are going to use a measure. Before understanding the measure, up to here, first of all, are you able to understand the issue that I showcased here? Or anyone has any questions here? Up to here clear? Or anyone has any questions? If you don't have any questions, mention no there as part of chat. Shankar Reddy, you are speaking something? Okay, fine. So now, like in this scenario, we need to go ahead with a measure concept. Column will get evaluated at the time of refresh. On top of it, whenever you are creating any visualization, that will get aggregated. At that time, your logic will not work. Your logic will not work. And in that context, we are going to use measures concept. Before explaining a measure, you can understand how you can able to use the columns concept. We have a sales data information is there. In sales data, I have a transaction date is there. I don't have any month level or year level information, only transaction date. So if I need to calculate, if I need to have a column called month, I can create a new column here, like new column, and I can write an expression. So first year I will take year of, which will create a year column from the T date column which is available here. You can see from a date it was extracted the year. Similarly, if I want to get the month, you will get an understanding of all these things at the time of DAX. No need to worry at all. If anyone has any questions, you can unmute and proceed, no issues. So I derived the month from a date. So as your source might or might not contain all your required columns, if you are coming from SQL, you can do all these things in your SQL level, you can get the data. If you are not coming from SQL, you can do it from here. Okay, so like this you can create a columns, but whenever you are writing aggregations, column will not work. Why? Because whatever the logic that you implemented, that will not be, that is going to execute whenever you perform a refresh. So at that time we are going to use a concept called measure. What is a measure? Is nothing but it is an expression stored in a model. Model is nothing but Power Pivot or Power BI from here onwards. So it is an expression stored in a model and it will get executed whenever we use it. Whenever you use it, at that time it is going to get executed, and it will not store any data. As you are not storing any data, it will not occupy any memory, but as it is going to get executed whenever you use it, it will impact the performance if you are having a huge amount of records. But it is a must. It is a must. You cannot escape measures. Without measures you cannot have a Power BI project. It will impact the performance. Why it is impacting a performance means You need to say that, boss, whenever you use it at that time, it is going to execute it. Okay, if you are having a crore records, the operation will be performed on the crore records at that time, and we can improve that performance. But on a high level, this is the story. So it will impact the performance, and it is unique at a model level. In the complete model, you can have only a measure with the same name one, and which is a dynamic. Each granular level, it is going to execute it. It will execute. So for all numeric columns, we'll use this one. And even we have to mention labels, some static text also we are going to use the measures. That we'll discuss later. So a measure concept is nothing but it's just a formula stored on a model, and whenever you use it, it will get executed. So it is not going to store any data. As it is not storing any data, it will not occupy any memory. And whenever you use it, at that time it is going to get executed. So it will impact a slight performance. And it is a dynamic. Why? Because at each and every level, wherever you are seeing, at that level it is going to get executed. And at a model level, it is a unique. You cannot have a measure with the same names in a complete model, more than one measure. So for all aggregations, for all numeric columns, even though you are interested about aggregate or not, if you use a visualization, that will be performed a group by. That is, a group by means group by will work on aggregations only. So for all numeric columns, you need to use measures. So these are the points associated with that. Now we'll go and fix the issue whatever we have. So we have an issue with that profit column. On a table, here we have some issue, right? So now we are going to create a measure. This measure, whatever the measure that you are writing, that must be a generic. Generic means it need to perform an evaluation like sum of profit, table 1 of profit, by sum of the table 1 of actual cost into 100. So measure was created. You can see here, you can represent as a profit. Now create another visualization and same product name and m_profit. You can see that unfortunately all the records are giving a 50 as a percentage, as we have the data relevant to that only. Okay, so you have, like for A also, on average you can see 50, B 50 and C 50. Okay, so that's why it is showcasing a 50. And if you see overall profit percentage, it is showcasing a 50%. Like, let me modify some data so that you will get a clear picture. So table 1. So even if I add it, it is going to impact that one only. Okay, so I added 2 more records. You can see that D has a 25%. 25% is nothing but, so here for a 800 investment that you made, you had a 200 profit. which means 20% of it. That like 25% of it. So that is what showcased over here. Okay, so and here if you are considering that one 44.29 it is representing. So on an overall level, it is calculating the profit and it is representing over here. And whenever you take the product name, at each product name level, it is going to recalculate and it is populating the data. Let's consider a scenario. We have a 4 or 5 dimensions are there. Year is there, product name is there, country is there, and you have a measure is there. So whatever the dimension that you used, at that dimension level, it is going to recalculate and it is going to populate the data. So it is with respect to product name. If you don't have product name, it is going to showcase overall. So at each and every level, it is going to calculate and showcase the data. So that's why we are calling it as a dynamic. For all the aggregations or for all the measures or for all the numeric values that you are going to represent as part of your report, those must create from a measures. So measures is a must concept in a Power BI. If you want to work with a measures, you require a DAX. That is what we are going to cover also. Okay, without DAX there is no Power BI, and DAX is very, very important as part of interview and as part of a job. So that is what new column and a new measure. If you want to derive a column based on the existing columns, we have a new column concept is there, and if it is the new column is based on the numeric, you need to go ahead with the measure. Why? Because that is a dynamic and that will execute at all the levels of data. It is going to showcase the correct information. For all the textual and date related columns, you can proceed with column concept, which is a static. Anyone has any questions on measure and a column? If you have any questions, unmute and proceed. If you don't have any question, mention no as part of a chat.
Srinivas?
Yes, sir. Yes, go ahead.
Regarding measures, end user also able to prepare the deck request and prepare the reports?
Yes, he can.
So, if end user will do this thing, what is the use of our Power BI developer?
See, end user can do if you provide a data model, right? If you are not providing a data model, how he can do it?
Okay.
So a Power BI developer, you are constructing a data model. You are loading all the sources. You are going to create a relationships. You are going to take many things. After that, at that time, in his account, he can create a measure, and he cannot share it with others as I said in first class.
Okay.
Yes, Shankar Reddy, for your question, yes. Jay Chandra, go ahead. If you are speaking, I am unable to hear you. From Nagarjuna account, anyone speaking? Sushmita, Srijit, Sridevi, Sugata, Shivprasad, Mahesh, Manasa, Manoj, Kiran, Jayachandra, still I am unable to hear you if you are speaking. Jahnavi, Hari, Deepti, Brahma, any questions?
Hey Srinivas, this is Arpit.
Yes, Arpit, go ahead.
In this data part, we don't see the measure column. How will come to know that we have a measure column as well?
Measure column means?
If you go to the
Go ahead.
If you go to this data second tab after visualization, data tab. Yeah.
Yes.
We created one measure that m_profit. It is not being shown here.
It is not going to showcase here.
So how we will come to know that this data set is having a measure also?
You are able to see here.
Okay.
So see, if you want to represent something here, it need to have data, right? Our measures are not going to have a data.
Yeah, it is at runtime, right? You said.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are able to see the calculator here. Those are measures.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So that is new column and a new measure, which we are going to have a discussion almost 8 to 10 days of time as part of our course. That might be at the end, or that might be after 4 or 5 days I will start based on my requirement. And the next one is new quick measure. So new quick measure is nothing but, if anyone has any question, Nagarjuna, from your account, does anyone want to speak? Fine. So the new quick measure concept is nothing but, so most of the people are liking Power BI, but the only limitation that they have is they need to create a measure. They need to write a DAX expressions, which they don't know. Okay. So what Microsoft is doing is, like, instead of asking all the new users to create a DAX expressions, but as I said, DAX is mandatory in Power BI. So what Power BI is giving is, it is giving a user interface with a predefined set of measures. What you need to do is, you need to provide your input to that measure. Automatically expression will be created, measure will be created. So that is what a quick measure concept. So you don't need to go and learn a DAX. It is for a business users, not for a developers. So it was newly started almost 6 months back. They keep on adding the measures over here. So here you can see there are some predefined functions are there. If you want to calculate those functions, instead of searching or learning that thing, you can directly select the function whatever you want, and you need to provide the input for it. So if you want to calculate year to date, so you need to provide the date column and what value you wanted to calculate for year to date. So whenever you give an input, automatically the measure will get created. You can see DAX expression automatically calculated. So this is for a new users or a business users who don't know about a DAX. So the most commonly used requirements are provided as a user interface. You just need to understand what you require, and you need to provide what inputs you need to provide. Then after automatically expression will be created, you can use it as part of your report. So quick measure is nothing but, it's a user interface for a measures, and here there are very limited options are there. You can see average, min, max, and filtering is there, and year to date, quarter to date, month to date, and running totals, and expressions like addition, subtraction, all these things. If you have this one, you can use it. But according to our course, what we are going to proceed is, we are not going to touch anything regarding a quick measure. We are going to have a discussion on a DAX. As part of DAX, each category of functions we are going to have a discussion. Once we're done with that, then after we'll come back and we'll revisit here. Whatever we are not covered as part of our DAX, if we have something here, we'll discuss. Okay. So at this point of time, quick measures are nothing but, it's for new users who don't know about a DAX. If they wanted to accomplish these requirements, Power BI is supporting them, automatically providing a DAX measure expression. You just need to provide an input. So this one we don't require. We are going to have a detailed discussion on DAX. Then after we'll revisit. If something is missing as part of our DAX course, we'll have a detailed discussion on it. So that is what a quick measure concept. So this is how it is Microsoft supporting for a new users. So that is what quick measure. These are the three things which are there as part of a table level or a column level, at a home or a modeling, all the places that you have. New measure, new column, and a quick measure. And the next one is drill down reports, like drill down visualization, not drill down report, drill down visualization. So here in each visualization you can represent multiple levels of data. Let's assume like you have some information which contains a region level. You have a dimension called region, country, state, city, and you have a data for product category, product family, product category, product subcategory, and product name. Or you have a data for year, quarter, month, and a day level. At that time, in a complete page, if I create a visualization for a region, if I create a visualization for a country, state, and city, that looks ugly and that will not be entertained anywhere. So whenever you have a hierarchical data, at that time you can represent that hierarchy in a single visualization instead of creating a multiple visualizations. So here we have a data as part of our sample data. we have a state level information is there. Let's assume if I want to showcase the state and city level both as part of a single visualization. If I want to represent, one second. If I want to represent state level and city level information of amount paid here, instead of creating another visualization, what I can do is, you can bring the hierarchy of next level as part of axis. So whenever you add it, automatically this visualization is representing state and city level information. So high level it is representing state. If you click on it, it is going to showcase the city level. You can say that, boss, so we know the cities, so it is fine. But we are going to work on a data which we don't know about much. At that time, you need to showcase the parent level information also. At that time, you have another option is there, which is going to showcase the parent and child level both the informations. Now understand very clearly. If you have a hierarchical data is nothing but whatever the relation between the dimensions, region, country, state and city, or product family, product category, subcategory, product name, or you can consider year, semester, quarter, month, where 2 or 3 columns are having a relationship together, that we used to call it as a hierarchical data. Whenever you are having a hierarchical data, that hierarchy can be represented in a single visualization instead of creating a multiple visualizations. If you want to represent that one, if you want to represent a hierarchy, you have an option called axis. As part of axis, you need to bring the second level of hierarchy, the city you need to bring. Whenever you represent, this becomes a drill down visualization. That can be represented in other visualizations also. Okay, any visualization. Initially that was supported for bar charts. Now it is supporting for all the charts. Okay. So whenever you are having a hierarchical data, you have an option called this one, go to next level, which we used to call it as a drill down, going to the next level. You have another option is there, drill up, previous level, next level if you want to see. So drill down and a drill up, two options are there. You have expand to next level is there, which is nothing but, which is going to showcase your parent level information also. The parent level, in a parent level you have a state information is there, right? State and the current level information it is representing. So these are the three options that you have, drill up, drill down and go to the next level with the previous level information. And here you have click to turn on drill down. So initial stage of a Power BI, if you want to work with the drill down reports, drill down visualizations, you need to make this one on first of all. So before playing with here, drill down and drill up, you need to make it enable. Once you enable it, then only you can play here. But that was removed. Here, even though without you are turning on, you can work on it. So that is what drill down visualization concept. In a single visualization, you can represent multiple levels of data by adding a column over here or by adding a hierarchy over here. You can create a hierarchy. So there is an option called hierarchy on a column level. I said we'll discuss as part of tabular SSAS. So here whenever you select a column, you have a hierarchy option is there, right? So you need to create a hierarchy, state, and select the city name, add to a hierarchy, state hierarchy. So create a visualization, select the hierarchy, and automatically a drill down visualization got created. Whenever you are having a hierarchical data, that you can represent with the help of drill down visualization, where you can see the multiple levels of data. This is how you can create a drill down visualization in a Power BI. And for that, you have a separate tab is there, data array drill. Data array drill tab is there. Here, see data is nothing but the data associated with this visualization will be represented. The data associated with this visualization will be represented. The aggregated data, whatever the level that you are seeing, at that level, that aggregated data is representing here. That is what see data option. And show to the next level or drill up is we already discussed, and show to the next level and expand to next level, whatever the option that we have, those are available here. So drill up, show next level, expand next level, drill down, we already observed from here. And drill through, we are going to have a discussion now. And see records. You have two options are there. One is see data and see records. See data is nothing but the aggregated data will be get displayed. So at this point of time, whatever the aggregation that your visualization is representing, that data will get represented. You can see a group by of city name data is representing, or whatever the level that you are seeing, at that level the data is getting represented. Aggregate data will showcase. See records is nothing but it is going to showcase the raw data. The raw data associated with that visualization will get showcased, but it having a lot of issues are there, like it is not consistent with respect to behavior. There are hundreds of tickets were raised for this see records option. For now you can ignore it, okay? And later part, at some visualizations it is going to work properly. It is not going to work properly anywhere, but it is going to showcase the output somewhere. I will showcase that one. You need to understand that you have a see data, see records option is there. See data is nothing but aggregated data it is going to showcase at that visualization whatever you are representing. See records is nothing but raw data will be showcased. No aggregations will be performed. Raw data will be showcased, and that raw data also, it is not consistent with respect to behavior. It is not going to showcase the columns associated with that visualization, or it is not going to showcase all the columns. So you can ignore the completely at this point of time see records. I will explain later how to test it where there is issue or not. And see data, aggregated data, show next level is nothing but if you want to go to the next level as part of your hierarchy. Expand next level means it is going to showcase the parent and child both information. Drill up if you want to go to the previous level. Drill down, no functionality is available for now. Initially it is there. And group, yesterday we had a discussion. What is a group? On top of a dimension, if you want to create a separate customized grouping of dimension values, we have a new group option is there. We had a discussion. And drill through, we are going to understand now. Before continuing, anyone has any questions on how to create a drill down visualization in a Power BI, or when we need to create a drill down visualization in a Power BI? Anyone has any question?
Srinivas?
Yes.
Yeah, there is we can apply that drill down drill through reports on matrix reports, class star reports in BI.
Yes, in Power BI also, as part of our matrix reports, we have a drill down option is there.
Okay, same similar to SSRS and BOS Cognos, like?
Yes, almost.
Okay.
You have, like however you can implement a matrix report in SSRS, in the same way you can implement here also. Okay. And we have more features compared to SSRS also. Anyone has any questions?
Something while cardinality level,
go ahead,
any looping or like thing happens. Hello?
Cardinality level looping you are referring.
Hey, like many one to many.
If you have many to many relationship, you are going to create a bridge table again concept. Okay. As similar to all the report, all the modeling tools that you have, and you are going to work on it.
Okay, yeah. Thanks.
So if you want, I already have an example created on my mission. So, but we'll discuss later on that one. So, if you want to see directly, I have it's a bridge table, and which contains. I don't want to confuse the people. We will discuss later. Okay, regarding this one, you have a many to many concept is there with respect to bridge. We can implement here, no issues.
Okay, we'll take later. Thanks.
You're fine. Anyone has any questions on how to create a drill down visualization or why we need to create a drill down visualization? Anyone has a question? Fine. So the next one is drill through filters concept is there. Drill through filters. So as part of our SSRS, we have many types of reports are there, and one of the report is drill through reports, where we are navigating from one report to another report with whatever the filtered data that you have, whatever the parameter that you passed, that parameter will be sent to another report. That relevant data will be showcased. So here also Power BI introduced that drill through concept. Okay, where you can navigate from one report page to another report page based on the filter that you are applied. Now this was introduced 2 months back. So in order to work with the drill through filters, first understand the concept, how it is going to behave. As I said, a report will contain multiple pages, and in this page, let's assume I am representing a high level data. Whatever Arpit asked yesterday, like one report to another report page, can we link it? It is not exactly that question, but a similar kind of thing. So here we have a high level data representing in a one page, and whenever user click on a specific item or entity, he need to be redirected. I'm saying a requirement. So whenever he click on some entity or any item, he need to redirect it to another page which represents whatever he selected. That relevant information he need to showcase. If that is the requirement, we have a concept called drill through filter survey. Understand once again, we are going to represent a high level data at a one page. Whenever the user select, he wanted to see a detailed information with respect to that item, and at that scenario we are going to implement drill through, like drill through filters concept, by showcasing a high level information at one place, showcasing a detailed information in another place. By adding a drill through filter here, user can pass a value to here and he can showcase the detailed information. So in order to practically accomplish this one, you require two things. One is that high level page and a child page which contains a detailed information. Now if you want to practice this one, you require these two things. We need to create that one. So I am creating that parent page, and here I am representing only, I am representing the state level, city level, some amount paid. State level, city level info amount paid. So here this information I am representing, or I can say that the number of transactions. Okay, number of transactions I am representing, and I have business requirement that boss you need to represent in one page, you need to represent like this, like product category level or product family, product category, product subcategory, do we have a sales or not, in a one page. In next page, if I select a one level of data, if I go that need to redirect it to another page, and that level of information need to showcase. That is a business requirement. Now in this scenario, what is our requirement is, whenever user click on Guntur, it need to redirect it to another page which represents Guntur level information. That might be amount paid or a profit or pending amount or number of transactions and everything. If a user select Hyderabad, it need to redirect it to another page, it need to showcase Hyderabad data. Like that. Now this is the parent page was created, and child page. Child page, you need to create a visualizations, and here city level information you need to show favorite, amount paid, and city level the pending amount, and city level profit. So I'm creating many things over here. So now I created my child page with this information. What we need to do is, parent and child are ready. You need to provide a bridge between the parent and child, where from a parent you need to pass the information to child. The complete functionality is a single click option. So what you need to have is, from a parent you need to pass city as the input to this page, right? For that you have a drill through filters is there. In a child page, in a drill through filters, you need to pass that city name over here. That's it. Everything is accomplished. Now go to your parent page, click on city name, right click on it. You have a drill through option is there. In drill through, you can redirect it to the child page. Whenever you click on it, you can see that it is representing only Guntur data. And similarly, go to Pune, it is representing only Pune data. You can select whatever the combination that you want. So Coimbatore data. So you are passing the information to a child page like this. So in order to accomplish this functionality, you just need to add a column. What value you want to send as the input parameter to this child page as part of drill through filters. So then after, it is going to automatically filter. So this is the functionality of a drill through report. Okay, if you want to represent a high level information in a single page, and whenever a user select, if you want to showcase the detailed information, you can accomplish that one with the help of a drill through reports or drill through filters. In order to do that, you need to construct your parent page and a child page. Then after, in your child page, you need to add a filter what you wanted to send as an input. You need to add here. So automatically then the functionality will be accomplished. Now generally you have an option here. Whenever you click on it, you will be redirected to your parent page. From where you came. In a Power BI desktop it will not work. So let me save this report on my desktop. I will close the class in 5 minutes of time. I saved that report and I am publishing. No need to worry at all regarding the publishing. I am going to explain at a time. the report that we published is available here. You can see that the parent page. If I click on drill through Pune, it is going to showcase the Pune data. Now you have hand icon, click on it, it is going to take you to your parent page. Chennai, like Coimbatore, if you click on it, it will be redirected to your parent page. So you can interact with your parent and child pages with the help of the arrow mark, and you can customize it. You can customize that one also. So whenever you select it, we have some customization option is there. There you can configure with what width that you want to represent, and what is the color, and transparency is nothing but like the thickness of that color. If you showcase towards 0, the color will get saturated. Okay, so the line width, how much you want, and then after fill between that lines. If you want to fill with any color, you can fill it. The transparency, the color saturation. Rotation, how you want to represent that arrow mark. Okay, so that is that one. And title, if you want to provide some title to it, you can provide it. Let's assume the new people, they don't know how to work with that. You can mention a title that click here to go to the parent page, or you can mention that click here, whatever the description that you want. Click here, I mentioned. You can increase that size, and you can provide a font color, the background color, font family, everything you can specify. Background, if you want to provide some background color, you can provide it. Same transparency is nothing but what thickness level you want. Lock aspect, we don't have anything. Border, if you want to provide a border for that visualization, you can create a border. And link, you want it to go to parent page or not. Okay, by default it will allow you. If you don't want, you can off it, so that even if you click on it, it will not redirect it to parent page. General is nothing but where you want to place this one. You can interact that one with the help of a mouse. So if I place it, automatically the positions was changed, you can see. And height and width is nothing but this one, at what height and width level that you want, that you can manage it with the help of a mouse also. So those are the properties which are available with that drill through filter concept. Okay, so this is how you can configure a drill through filter. And the requirement, as I said, in a report, one page to another page, if you want to navigate, in order to showcase the high level and detailed data, we are going to use a concept called the drill through filtering. In order to accomplish that one, you need to create your parent and child pages as usual, and as part of your child page, whatever the parameter that you want to pass as a input from a parent to child, you need to add it in your child page drill through option. In a drill through filters, you need to add that column, so automatically that functionality will be enabled. Then after, you need to configure this one, that's it. So that is about a drill through filter which is available in a Power BI, or this is how you can create a drill through report in a Power BI. Anyone has any questions? Anyone has any questions?
Yeah, Srinivas, we can use hyperlinks also, right? Like in the report.
See, hyperlink concept is there. It is generic not only for high and detailed level information, like irrespective of that one. If you want to navigate from one page to another page, you have a workaround is there, hyperlink. If you want to work on that one, you need to publish that report. Then after, you need to take that report to page URL, and you need to provide as input to the hyperlink. So it is a normal requirement that if you want to navigate from one page to another page, that is workaround that we have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hyperlink will not pass any input. Hyperlink will just navigate from one page to another page.
Okay.
Yeah. Arpit, Brahma, Deepthi, Hari, Jahnavi, Jaychandra, Kiran, Manoj, Mahesh, Manasa, and Shiv Prasad, Shankar Reddy, Sugata, Sridevi, Srijit, Sushmita, Venkatesh, and Vishnu. Any questions? Unfortunately, it is not showing a time whenever you given a message. Fine, perfect. If you don't have any questions, you can drop. Before dropping, like we are done, what is the new column, new measure, and a quick measure, and how to create a drill down visualization and drill through visualization of Power BI. And in next session, we are going to see like the fields and filters were done. Next session, we are going to see the options which are available at a page level configuration, how to provide a background color, background image, how to change the page size. Then after, we are going to travel with the tabs which are available over here. So next two sessions, we are going to complete a discussion on home tab, view tab, modeling, help, and other two tabs whatever we have, and along with the options which are available in relationship view and data view. Then after, we are going to start with edit queries, visualizations, and data sources. That was the plan, and that's it from my end.